Hello, Fort McMurray. Melanie Galea here from Remax Fort McMurray. This is Let's Talk Lending, and this is my co-host,
Barb Pinsent with the Mortgage Center Elite.
Okay, Barb. 8 times a year we do this. Bank of Canada rate. What happened?
No change again. I'm tired of saying no change, but
okay.
No change.
So we were both right. No change. So
Yeah.
The next thing is it going to be June or is it going to be September?
I think September. I'm sticking with that.
Are you? Okay, so I got things wrong because there's a July as well. I thought it would. I didn't remember that.
Yeah. No,
Watch us both be wrong and it be July. But I'm sticking to June.
Yeah. No,
by 0.25%.
Are you? Yeah. I'm gonna say I'm still sticking to September because I do think that June will be a little too soon because they're watching things still, right? When I see the words watching, in my opinion, it means, and numbers from the States coming in are not great, right? And so just some reasons that I think it'll be later than June before they make that move.
It makes me crazy though, because it's like, we're doing okay. Just leave us alone. Let us do our thing and bring it down, and let's worry about our own economy. Thank you very much. And that's kind of how I feel there.
Yeah, so, doesn't work that way, unfortunately. But yeah, I agree. Right? I didn't realize that what goes on globally has such an impact on us until all of this crap, for want of a better word, happened. COVID, and then rates going up, and wars, and just so much, right? That impacts what happens to us as well.
That makes me crazy. So, I mean, the market here, though, spring market is here.
It is, definitely.
I got a little stat for you. There's 466 listings on the market right now. As of like 30 seconds ago, 63 of those have offers. So 13.5% of our inventory has offers on it, right? Awesome. And so we're seeing sales. Like the last 2 months has been balanced market when we look at single family. If you're looking at townhouse and condos, it's a seller's market. We're just waiting for the 2 other categories to kind of kick in, and we'll see. But the good stuff is getting picked up on the first 2 weeks. If you're in a position to be able to sell, let us know. If you're looking to buy, definitely let's talk to Barb. All right, Barb. Okay. You got a presentation for us today. Let's talk about it.
I do. So today I thought it might be a good topic might be talking about debt and what debt does to what it is that you qualify for when you're applying for a mortgage. And so because lenders use debt servicing ratios to determine whether or not you're going to be able to make your payments on that mortgage, your total debt servicing shouldn't exceed 44% of your gross income. So that includes total housing costs plus any other debt it is that you might have. And that percentage, or TD, it's also known as TDS for short. A higher TDS ratio means you're increasing the risk of taking on more debt than you can afford, and it'll limit the amount of mortgage it is that you can afford. And by other debt, I mean things like credit cards and their balances, any vehicle loans that you may have, if you've got lines of credit, student loans, making child or spousal support payments, and any other debt. Your total housing costs can't exceed or shouldn't exceed 39% of your gross income. So when we're talking total debt servicing of 44%, that only leaves another 5% for other debt. So if your income is really high, not an issue, but if it's not and you're looking to afford higher priced home, what you owe outside, what the housing costs are going to be, matter. And so just an example of that is if your household income is $100,000 a year, the maximum of that $100,000 that you can use for housing costs is $3,250 a month. And then the 44%, so that other 5%, means that your total debt servicing can't go any higher than $3,600. So there's not a lot of room left there for a debt payment, as you can see here, $416 a month. So and if you're higher than that 416, then it starts eating into the amount of mortgages that you qualify for. And that ended very quickly. Wow, that's the presentation. Yeah. So as you can see, and I did miss a screen here because, I thought that I had said something about, if your debt is higher than that 5%. So if you, and this is on a 5% down purchase with an income of $100,000, With only $416 a month, you qualify for a purchase price of approximately $415,000. If you had a vehicle payment of $800 a month and you owe money on a credit card of say $5,000, sorry, that reduces your buying power to $348,000. So reduced by 67,000, which is pretty substantial, right?
It
So,
is.
if you keep your total debt load within the recommended limits, keep that down to a minimum if that's possible at all.
Yeah.
You don't want to be overextended financially, and lenders look at that too. So even though the ratios may work, if you've got a lot of outstanding revolving credit and vehicle loans, and it can still, have an impact on whether or not you're going to get that approval. So do what you can to keep the debt levels down to a minimum. And if you want numbers done, of course, then you just reach out, let me know. Well, I'll get some information from you, and then I can give you a sense of, this is what you can afford now. This is what you would be able to afford if you can get rid of some of this debt. So if you're looking for numbers, obviously that's something I can help with.
Gotcha. Yeah, Barb is so great at that. You're super patient with buyers and then getting them set up for success in the future. So I've got the letstalklending.com on there. And that's yeah. And so that's going to get you directly connected to Barb and I, and we can definitely, we're happy to help you out. I just wanted to show quick about, I'm going to start presenting, Barb. So if you can
get rid of this. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll remove your screen there and I'm going to add my screen. Okay, so I'm going to share the stats and what's happening. So as of right now, there are 282 single family homes for sale north of the bridge. This time last year, or sorry, this is the entire city, 323. So we have a decrease in listings. We are already at 23 sales on the 10th of the month. We're a third of the way through the month. So if we times that by 3, are we going to be over 60? Which means we could beat last year's, but we're not going to beat the year before. It is not going to be a 2022 kind of numbers, but I do think we are definitely on track. We are already on track to beat last year. So you can see last year it was a buyer's market for the up until May of last year. This year it is buyers balance. This year we're on our way to be a balanced market. We're going to get into what I call a soft sellers market, which means that not everything is going to go into multiple offers. We're still going to see conditions because most of our home buyers are 5% down or minimum down payment purchasers, because the average age of a Fort McMurray is in their mid-30s, many first-time home buyers. And that is the reason. Now, if you look at those average prices, what we are going to start seeing, and I think by the end of this month, this is my prediction, the higher end stuff is starting to move and starting to sell. We're going to see those average prices start to go up because of the confidence in the market, even though interest rates aren't necessarily, the Bank of Canada rate isn't coming down, but those fixed interest prices are coming down, right, Barb?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
They are, and maybe there's a little bit of volatility going on there now again as well, because bond yields are up, but things seem to settle down after numbers are announced, and I think we'll be okay there. I don't think we're going to see a really big difference. So fingers crossed that is the case and it stays that way. Well, it is that way now.
I think one of the reasons buyers are buying is because they're sick and tired of the higher cost of renting. So because people waited so long, the inventory of rentals went down, which means prices could go up. And now we're going to start to see a flip. Renters are ready to buy and they're sick and tired of waiting. So I think it's going to be, spring market is already here. Lots of realtor friends and I were chatting. It's busy. Barb, you're busy. Do yourself a favor if you are a buyer, though. Get yourself pre-approved. Please. It's vital. You don't want, listen, you're not shopping for shoes. I talk about this all the time. You're shopping for a house. You're asking a seller to leave their home. They want to know the person walking through the door can actually purchase it. And I would hate for you to see, you go into a $500,000 home and you got some debt you haven't paid yet, and you can only afford a $400,000. Sometimes there's a difference between those types of properties. So do yourself a favor. Make sure you contact Barb, get pre-approved. She'll hook you up with me and I'll get you into a fantastic home. If you're thinking about selling, definitely give me a call, because the market is picking up.
Yeah. I felt that the last couple of weeks. So.
Right?
It feels wonderful. Yeah.
It's good. All right, Barb, when's the next rate hold announcement?
June 5th.
June the 5th is when we see if I'm right or not. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm right or not? Let's hope Melanie's right, because everyone wins if Melanie's right. So, all right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, do us a favor, tag a friend, share this video. If you've got questions, go to letstalklending.com. It costs nothing to have a conversation with us. And we're here to make sure that you get the right answers for you to help you make the right decisions for yourself. It's a big deal to buy a house. Okay.
It is.
All right. Thanks, Barb. We'll talk in June.
Sounds great. Bye.